So now that we've got this in here, we're going to go down further. And if you're saying to yourself, wait a second, this looks really weird. This is way too low on here. These eyes, shouldn't these be up here? Well, the thing we're doing right now is we're blocking out the head, and this is not the actual head itself. This is just the upper round portion of the cranium or the skull. So to kind of give you an idea, our nose is going to go down here. So before we draw in everything else, let me kind of block in this so you can see exactly what we're shooting for.
He's drawing the whole skeleton.
So as you can tell here, now that we've added this, you can kind of see what we're going for as far as the skull look. This is what's going to be underneath the design, and that kind of shows you why everything is placed where it is. So as you can see here, I've got the nose in there. So this bottom right here, this is going to be, there's not really a line so much as a straight line like these. It's the curved line, but this is going to be our nose line down here. For the nose, we want this centered, and I'm just going to do, it's basically like a kind of pyramid triangle. Just block this in real quick. And like I said, there will be a separate video on noses, so you can follow along with this real quick, but I'm not going to get too in-depth with this today because I want to keep these videos kind of short, and I think the best way to do that is kind of split everything up and break it up like this and give each element its own video. So now that we've got that, we can go ahead and start the jawline and the chin. So the jawline and the chin are really going to define your character, and you need to kind of know what the look of your character is ahead of time before you start on this. So my previous video, I did one about kids and babies, and their jawline is actually closer to the bottom of the cranium, and everything else is kind of smushed together. So like with a baby here, the nose would actually be further up, and then you're going to have, you know, a kind of smaller mouth. Put some hair in there. So that shows you kind of a younger character having that smushed closer to the cranium jawline. Now if it's a regular character, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start right up here and kind of pull this down off the sides, and then pull it around into the chin. There we go. Now we're going to split this up here. Right to about there. Now you can kind of tell here by what I've done, there's pretty much a rule of thirds with the head itself. So you'll see this top portion here from the top down to the brow line is portion 1. From this down to the center of the nose here is 2. And then from there to here is 3. And you can see each section here is pretty much the same width, and that's the rule of threes. So if you need help as far as figuring out how far down the jawline should come in a regular character, that's a good tool to use. Then breaking this one up in half, this is basically going to be where our mouth is. But let's get our ears in first. So for ears, those are going to start pretty much right here.
That's good. That's different than I've done.
Center of the eye, so you can use this line here coming out. That's going to be pretty much our ear line. Line up. And then it's going to come down to about the bottom of the nose here. So if you want to pull this line out further to know exactly how far down it should go, that can kind of help you there. And we'll just kind of block these in real quick. Okay. Now with the neck, once again, we're going to do a separate video on connecting the head to the body. But with the necks, the thing to remember is the skinnier the neck, the younger the character is going to read. So if you do, you know, a too wide neck, number one, it's going to appear older. Plus, and you know, something like this, it's going to look really off because you've kind of got this young looking character with the eyes and the eyebrows, and he's got this just huge neck, which doesn't play very well. And then also, you know, going too small, it's going to look really weird and super bobbly headish. So let's kind of go here in the center and just pull this down. And that's about a good size. So now we can go ahead and finally do the mouth. Now if we go up here and kind of in the center where this line in the center meets the eye line, if you pull down here, hit the edges of the nose here down into a triangle, this is going to kind of show you on average where the mouth would be on a normal character. So if we kind of use that as a guideline, let's just put a little mouth in here. And this is one thing to remember too with cartooning in general is you can go super crazy and drastic with your
That's
design
new for me too.
and with your perspectives, and
I've always
so on
wondered
and so
about
forth.
how
That's
wide
one
to
reason
make
why I love
mouths.
cartooning so much. You don't have to go super realistic with it. The mouth itself is, one of the most expressive parts of the human body. You can move it, honestly, more than any other, facial feature to get an expression out of it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You don't have to go like I did here, normal. You could do a just huge mouth here to kind of show just absolute crazy excitement or joy. You could do really small mouths to show, extreme confusion. So there's a lot of different ways you can go with it. But like I said, for average, if you just go down this triangle, that's going to give you the kind of normal perspective or proportions for a mouth. So there we go. Let's drop this lip a little bit further here. It's a little bit too close. Okay, so we've got our basic head done here. Let's just pull this up a little bit more and we'll go ahead and kind of throw the hair in here. Once again, I'm going to do a full hair tutorial as well, so we're not going to focus on hair too much.
So, going to pause it here now from part
either.
2,
And
we'll come back again next time and continue where he is. Bye, guys.
So we'll just throw some hair in here real fast. And there we go. We've got a completed head.